Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So we were studying about your linked list, right? That what is the linked list? What are the tasks that we can do up over here? Right, so next now what we will be doing is that I'll be helping you to write up a program for making up your linked list. And how do we do that? Let's like check out those things, right? Great. So what I'll do, I'll start out with making up of a class, okay, with the oops concept. So I had already previously explained about the object oriented programming, okay, so you can just go and check out that respective videos. So I just wanted to make up a class. The name for the class is node. Okay, now next is that what I'll just try to do, I'll just try to make it up a function for me, right? And that function will help me to initialize up your nodes over here. So let me get down, and so it's gonna be diff underscore underscore init, and I'll be passing up the self over here. Now this diff init, it is a sort of a function which will be helping me to initialize up my class, initialize up my function, which is the node function. And even I'll be putting up one parameter over here. Let's say that is the data parameter. Right? You can put any of the parameters of your choice, your wish. Fine. So yeah, here we are having this init function dev init bracket self comma. We have this over here as a data. Next we're having up self dot data. So this self dot data, this respective data variable which we are having up over here, right? So I'll just write self dot data is equal to data. So it means that whatever the objects I'll be making for this class and everything, for that I'll be setting up some data, and that will be stored up into the variable which is self dot data. That is what it is being done up. So what are we just doing? We're just trying to assign up the data over here. I'll just help you out with the writing also so that it becomes easy. We are just assigning up the data over here. I'm going to write self dot next, right? So what is this next? Next is a sort of, you could say, we are just initializing it out, right? And I just simply wrote none. We all know none is actually a sort of a keyword. And what is this next which I have written? Next I'll say next is actually null, or you can say it is empty. Okay, null next is actually null, or you can say it is actually empty. Fine. So yeah, here we are having this init function. We have self path inside it, and then we have data. Then we are having self dot data, which is equal to your data. Then we have self dot next, which is equal to none, right? And the next is actually null, or it is empty. Fine. Now this is what is my node class, right? This class which I have made up over here, it is my class which is the node class, right? Now next what I'll be doing is that next I'll be making up a class which is my linked list class. So class, and let's say my class name is linked list. Okay, and okay, once a second, C will be small over here. Great. So class is my linked list. Fine. So now this is my, I'll just write up here hashtag, this class is my linked list class. Now inside that I'll be making again a function def, okay, which will help me to initialize up the linked. Okay, so def underscore underscore init, and then the self. So what it is actually helping me to do, it's actually helping me to initialize up my function, which is my linked function over here, right? And now inside that I'm just going to write self dot head, and I'm just going to keep that as none, right? So here list is what? List is actually one of the object which we have up over here. So what is this doing? The function is to initialize up the linked list. This def underscore underscore init, which function we have made it, this function is completely helping us only to initialize up the linked list class. Okay, and after that simply your self is being declared, and there is your head. So this is how you make up a linked list thing, right? This is how you actually develop up the linked list class, where you will be having up a reference to the node class. This is the whole method. How do you do so? So it was very like simple. I just declared up the node class over here, Then I declared up the linked class, and for that I just simply wrote up all the stuffs. Right. Now, as I was discussing about the representation of your linked list, right? So this is also one of the methods. So see, like for linked list representation, you will be requiring of a pointer, right? Will be requiring a pointer which will be referring up to my first node of my linked list. Well, like whatever the linked list I have made in, I'll be requiring of a pointer which will refer up to the first node of that linked list, right? Now the first node which we are having up over here, that is called as the head of the linked list. First node is called as the head of the linked list over there, right? Now if the linked list which we are having, if that is empty, right, then the value of the head, it completely points up to the null value, right? So into the linked list, if that is completely empty, if you do not have anything over there, so then the value of that particular head will point you to the null. So each and every node which you have up into a list, it consists of like at least two parts, okay, the data item and the pointer. So data item, into that what you could do, you can actually store up the integers, the strings, or any type of data, okay, in the data item. What about the pointer? The pointer, it is a sort of a reference which is referring up to your next node, or it is referring to the address of another node. That is what is a pointer, okay. So it is referring to the next node, or it is referring to the address of another node. Fine. That is how. So here into the Python, this is the method how do you actually define, or how do you actually like initialize up the linked list, and which is containing up a reference of your node class. So first of all, what was done, first of all a node class was made out over here. The functions were initialized up for the same thing, right? Then we developed up a linked list over there, and again the functions were initialized up over there, and that's the whole method how we just simply did this particular thing, right? So that is how you just write it out. You can just try that at your end, and simply the advantages of the linked list over your arrays are your it's about the dynamic programming, right? It's about the ease of the implementation and the deletion, right? It is next we are having up your disadvantages. Disadvantages are about like random access to the elements is not allowed. You'll be requiring some extra memory space for your pointers, right? It is not at all catch friendly. So the types of linked list: simple, double, and circular. You have one only, like for either forward or backward. Double you have either you can go forward or backward, and circular is all about that one of the respective node is having up the memory, or the address of the second node also is stored in it. That is what is a circular node, right? So these are all the things which we have up over here in the linked list. So I hope I am very much clear about the initialization and how can you write in the linked list which contains a reference of the node type, right? I hope I am pretty much clear with the same stuff. So if you enjoyed this video, do share with your friends, do subscribe to my channel, and do not forget to share this video with your friends. I'll see you there in the next video.